Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello, everyone. I'm Karis. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, October 27th through Saturday, November 2nd, 2024. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. The enchanting, magical, happy Halloween sky this week brings us the waning crescent moon, and the waning crescent moon floats by the fixed star Regulus, the royal heart of the lion. This is the brightest star in the heart of the Leo constellation, and you can look for them, the moon and Regulus, a few hours before dawn. On October 28th and 29th, we have the waning crescent moon. The waning crescent moon hangs above the eastern horizon near a fixed star called Denobola, and this fixed star is the end star in the tail of the constellation Leo, the tail of the lion. October 29th, the moon reaches its apogee, which is the farthest away from the Earth in its elliptical orbit. And this is the second time this month in October we're having the moon apogee. On October 30th and 31st, the moon is near Spica, a fixed star, the sweetest star in the heavens. The moon and Spica, they are visible in the eastern horizon, and we will also get to see, because of the waning crescent moon, what is called earthshine. That is the light of the earth next to the waning crescent moon. The 7 original planets this week are lined up as such. The 7 originals, or the OGs as I call them, that you can view without aid of binoculars or telescope, just like the first original astrologers did, the ancient astrologers. Now, the originals are lined up this week as such. The sun is now in fixed water Scorpio. We're starting off the week with the moon in mutable earth Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Mercury is now in fixed water Scorpio. Venus is in mutable fire Sagittarius. We still have Mars in its fall in cardinal water Cancer. Jupiter's retrograde in Gemini, ruled by Mercury, and we've got Saturn still retrograde as well in Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter. Now, this week, when we start off the week, go easy on yourself, because for Sunday, October 27th, we've got a lot of mutable planets making aspects to each other. We've got the moon in mutable Earth Virgo to begin with. Now, mutable corresponds to the time, the 4 months of the year, where everything is mutating, it's morphing, it's changing. We're not out of one season, we're not fully in the next one. Mutable signs of the zodiac, which are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, we've got the moon. The waning crescent moon, meaning the moon is decreasing in light. The moon in Virgo makes a square aspect to Venus in Sagittarius, mutable, and the moon in Virgo makes an opposition to Saturn and Pisces, another mutable. So what all of this means, blended together or connected together, is that if you are feeling mentally overwhelmed, like there is just too much going on, then one of the things that this energy, this cosmic energy, is great for, especially with the moon in Virgo, the moon in Virgo likes to sort through things, organize things, clearing away the clutter. The moon is what we're wanting. This is the moon, the emotions. And what the emotions want is to sort through things. You can organize papers, the bills, paperwork, organize that. You can journal, write things down. Virgo makes superb writers, ruled by Mercury, but clearing things away. And the moon in Virgo is about the small things that mean so much. So let's just say it's just one drawer, perhaps, that you just clear everything away. This helps to ground the energy in the sense that you're getting something done, moon in Virgo, and yet at the same time, it's not so overwhelming mentally with all of these planets in mutable signs that it can help you out. As we go into Monday and it all connects, it cosmically connects, think of it this way. with the moon in Virgo, as we're starting off the week, think of that as getting your teeth cleaned, for instance. Now, Monday, as we talk about Monday is the root canal, the excavation, and we're going to talk about that. So with the beginning of the week, moon in Virgo, making these mutable connections, just sort things through, organize, feel like you're getting something accomplished with so much going on intellectually with the mutables. Also, when we are in the waning moon, it means the light and power of the moon is decreasing. It's not a waxing, moving towards full moon where things are growing and intensifying. This is waning. So again, go easy on yourself, pace yourself. Don't feel like you've got to push and get so much done, which the moon in Virgo wants always, no matter what cycle of the moon we're in. Virgo likes to get the work done. So try to go easy on yourself as we are starting off the week, because on Monday, October 28th, this is a feeling of just wanting to stay in bed and sleep and call out sick from work and not do anything. Now, one of the reasons why this is being highlighted for us is because we still have Mars, which is the planet of action and getting things done. Mars has been in its what's called its fall placement in the sign of Cancer. And there's a strong Neptunian signature and influence cosmically as we start off the week. So Mars is in Cancer, and Cancer is about home. It's cuddly, it's comfortable, it wants to be cozy at home. So Mars in its fall of Cancer just doesn't feel like doing anything. It just wants to hang out at home. And the Mars in Cancer makes a water trine flow to Neptune in Pisces. Pisces is imagination, the artist. It's visualizing things. It wants to create and dream and be inspired. This is Pisces. Neptune, I always say, is an ocean of emotion. Neptune rolling over the oceans. So Mars in Cancer making this water trine flow to Neptune in Pisces it's lethargic in the sense of not wanting to deal with the dailiness of Monday, the moon's day, and all that goes with getting back to work. It's just wanting to hang out. And then also with the moon, it's still in the sign of Virgo. The moon in Virgo then makes an opposition aspect to Neptune in Pisces. So there it is again. Now the moon in Virgo making this opposition to Neptune is the wanting to sort through the confusing emotions and what really is the dream you want to focus on. The excavation part is the moon in Virgo will make an earth trine flow to Pluto in Capricorn. So Capricorn is the root canal that I was referring to. That excavation where the moon, which ties into memories, goes very deep with Pluto, the shadow, the underworld, and roots out, excavates the Pluto in Capricorn, which are the blocks, the traditions, the way things have always been done. Now we know that Pluto is on its last leg of being in the sign of Capricorn. We've got several more weeks of Pluto in Capricorn, and then Pluto will fully leave the sign of Capricorn, move into fixed air Aquarius, and then that's it. There are no more retrogrades back into Capricorn. Pluto in Capricorn, the cycle is done. The moon, that again, it's in Virgo, it's very detail oriented. It doesn't miss a trick, not the tiniest little thing does moon in Virgo miss. And so this moon in Virgo it's a beautiful earth trine flow. It's supportive, it's a trine, and it's earth. Earth brings in the practical, down to earth, common sense excavation, let's say, that root canal of what the moon wants to release from the past with the trine to Pluto. the moon being the memories, and little things can mean so much, of course, in life, and with the moon in Virgo. So think of it this way. Pluto in Capricorn is the way things have always been done, which I say all the time, the traditions. So this excavation of what traditions do you want to keep? Like Halloween, for instance. It's a beautiful, traditional, ancient holiday that we remember the ancestors. There may be other things perhaps in your life that the moon in Virgo trine Pluto. It can be an emotion. It can be something where you just want it finally up and rooted out and goodbye. That transformation. Pluto is not little change. Pluto is the death and rebirth transformation cycle where you are not the same any longer. The week begins with this feeling of not wanting to get up and do anything, not to want to push so hard. It's sorting things out, clearing things away. This feeling of perhaps being mentally drained, overwhelmed. You know it's time to let something go. This Monday has a strong Neptunian influence of let's sort through confusing and emotions, things that we want to release and end. And that last hurrah and that last aspect before the moon changes signs and goes into Libra is that moon in Virgo saying hello to Pluto in Capricorn. I am finally going to let this go and root it out. Because of some really nice trine flows on this Monday, like the Mars in Cancer making a trine flow to Neptune in Pisces, the moon in Virgo makes a sextile to Mercury in Scorpio, the moon in Virgo makes an earth trine flow to Uranus in Taurus ruled by Venus. Yes, the moon makes that opposition to Neptune in Pisces, and then the moon makes a sextile aspect to Mars in Cancer. You could be very pleasantly surprised that it is easier for you than perhaps you were anticipating because you're taking it easy. You're going easy on yourself to let what needs to end finally end with the moon trine Pluto in the earth element. Tuesday, the energy is much lighter. Tuesday on October 29th, the moon is in cardinal air Libra. Now, Libra wants to connect. It wants social. It wants relationships with the moon in Libra. Also, Libra is let's get a conversation going here. Let's talk things out. And so the energy on Tuesday after that very deep way of starting off the week is the moon in Libra wanting the connection, and also the moon in Libra making what's called an inconjunct aspect to Saturn in Pisces. Libra and Pisces, they love each other. There is just an underneath conversation and understanding between those two signs of the zodiac. Even though it would seem as though, gee, they're so different, air and water, but this moon in conjunct the Saturn in Pisces is the thinking and communication, even if it's just an internal dialogue with yourself, as far as what adjustments and things you want to change up to make that dream, Saturn in Pisces, a reality, and also whatever escape patterns or avoidance may have been there, the Saturn retrograde in Pisces, to start moving that away. Remember, Libra is cardinal. It wants to initiate a new chapter, do something new. And it begins with the moon in Libra, the thoughts and dialogue going on in our own head. Wednesday, October 30th, I love the aspects today because one of the things we have is the excitement of Halloween, Samhain, the holiday. The moon is in Libra making a sextile aspect to Venus now in Sagittarius. Now, Venus is the planet that rules over Libra, and the blending of air and fire, Libra air, sextile, the Sagittarius fire, that blending of the elements, which are masculine, let's do something about it, they're outgoing placements as far as the elements of air and fire. This is the joy, the happiness, just the excitement of what Libra rules over. Hair, makeup, costuming, close. It's a party. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy a little bit with all of the things that are going on around us in our private life and in the world. Let's make a party of this and really celebrate. So the Wednesday, October 30th, it's a happy vibe with the moon in Libra making this sextile to its ruler, Venus in Sagittarius. Also, Sagittarius is so much fun. It's a sense of humor. It's very often referred to as the clown of the zodiac because of their sense of silliness and laughter and joy comedy. Then the moon in Libra on the 30th makes an air trine flow to Jupiter in Gemini. Now, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, and this is a double air influence. Moon in Libra, cardinal air, making a supportive air trine flow to Jupiter in Gemini. Gemini, the chatterbox, can't stop talking. So 2 air signs, we put those together, and the conversation just keeps going and going and going. Lots of fun, lots of things to chat about. And this is a nice aspect, a lighter aspect as well on the 30th. On October 31st, happy Samhain, happy Halloween. We still have the moon in Libra making a couple of hard aspect squares to Mars in Cancer and then Pluto in Capricorn. Now the square is action. Let's do something about it. These signs of the zodiac, when we've got the moon making this square to Cancer and then Capricorn, those 3 signs are cardinal. They initiate, they lead us into new chapters of life. Now the square aspect involving the cardinals is, let's get into it here over who is the boss. So the cardinals, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, the 4 times where we lead into a new chapter. This is an aspect here of who's running the show here. With that moon in Libra making the square to Mars in Cancer and Pluto in Capricorn, right before the moon changes signs. The moon will later on go into Scorpio, but the last aspect again before the moon changes signs, like it did on Monday the 28th, is a square aspect to Pluto. So are we going to move into the future? Are we going to get new traditions and conversations and way of relating and communicating and connecting? Moon in Libra, making that square to Pluto in Capricorn. This is the last aspect before the moon goes void, of course, and changes into the sign of Scorpio. On Halloween, this is the time where, of course, we remember and honor the ancestors, those that have gone before us. It's an appreciation when we remember and think of the people we have known and loved, the people in our lives, and how unique and precious that they are. Just like you. You are an original. In the whole history of the world before you, the whole future after you, there is only one you. So when we think of and remember the happy memories of times, places, people we have loved, and just how precious and beautiful life is, good. It is a wonderful gift. And on this day, with this remembrance of the memories and the past and the honor of the ancestors, this is the moon square Pluto saying, let's get something started here. Let's initiate something where we are now going to love Libra, ruled by Venus, love, connect, and relate in a new way. Now, the moon on the 31st on Halloween, it does move into the sign of death, Scorpio. We've got the sun in Scorpio, Mercury is in Scorpio, and now the moon is in Scorpio on Samhain, Halloween. This is a lot of fixed water passion. This is all of the energy and the force of fixed emotion, meaning there's nothing to stop you. When you are fully in, energetically, emotionally, fixed water Scorpio, that something is going to change, transformation, Scorpio. When you are all in energetically, then this determination on Halloween it is going to happen. It will take place no matter what, because a fixed sign of the zodiac, like this moon in Scorpio, is determined. There is no stopping. With Scorpio, it is to the end, ride or die, no turning back. So this moon in Scorpio with the sun and Mercury in Scorpio as well is a transformative experience. And Mercury also in Scorpio is making this water trine flow to Neptune in Pisces. So the new way of thinking and imagining, Mercury, Scorpio, trine, Neptune in Pisces, a new way of seeing your vision and your imagination. This is also taking place on the day that we honor and remember those that have come before us, those that we have loved, always will love. And even if you know someone for a very short time in life, have you ever had the experience where someone came into your life? Maybe they weren't in your life forever or for years. You just knew them for a short period of time. But that destined meeting of that person, it changed the whole trajectory of your life. It transformed you. So as we are remembering and honoring, it's not only those that have been in our life forever, it's also those that we knew briefly, but just like the Scorpio transformation, we were never the same ever again, and we respect and honor them as well on this Samhain Halloween holiday. Friday, November 1st, we've got the new moon in Scorpio now at 9 degrees, which is the first decanate, the first division of Scorpio. This is Scorpio power. When the moon and the sun, they line up together, the moon is filling up with that Scorpio energy and fixed force to start off on the new action, the new lunation journey of the new moon. Now on this day, besides the new moon, we also have the moon in Scorpio making a water trine flow to Saturn in Pisces. This is that supportive water emotional element of the moon in Pisces, and the moon and Saturn in Pisces saying, yes, we're all in here. We're going to take the emotions of Scorpio and make that dream a reality. Saturn in Pisces, because the Saturn is retrograde in Pisces, it can be the feeling of, yes, you're going back to the original dream. Perhaps for whatever reason, you had to put something aside in your life, life being life, and we get busy in career and all the things we take care of. The moon making this water trine flow to Saturn in Pisces is the new moon action of, yes, I'm going back to the original dream, what I really wanted. I find this as an astrologer with my astrology clients that this tends to happen a lot at what's called the second Saturn return. The first Saturn return, when you're around 28 years old-ish, that's that first maturity in astrology. In astrology, you're not considered to be an adult until you go through the first Saturn return. But the second Saturn return, not always, but I do hear it a lot, is that the second Saturn return, which is around 58 years old-ish, this is when someone returns to the original dream a lot of the times that they wanted younger in their 20s. So this moon trine Saturn, moon in Scorpio trine Saturn in Pisces, retrograde, for a lot of you, it can be that awareness that you're going back to the first original dream of what you wanted. From 28 to 58, kids, career, working, all of that kind of thing. And then the second Saturn return, again, not always, but I hear it a lot, is when someone has raised the children. They've done everything that they needed to do, and now they want to go back to the first dream vision and make it a reality with the Saturn retrograde in Pisces. As we close out the week on November 2nd, we've got Mercury changing signs. Now, Mercury has been in Scorpio. Today on the second Saturday, it's moving into its detriment, which is Mercury in Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. So this is a big Jupiter over the top Mercury. It's detriment, Mercury in Sag. It's the opposite placement of Mercury at home in Gemini. Several things to be aware of with Mercury moving through Sagittarius. One, a Jupiter-ruled Mercury is slow down driving. Mercury rules over short trips, cars. So when you drive, always, but with this highlighted change, to be a little extra cautious on the road. Fire is fast. It's impatient. It wants everything yesterday. And Jupiter, Sagittarius, it just keeps going, doesn't know when to stop. So Mercury in Sagittarius, just try to pace yourself a little bit. Slow it down a bit with this Mercury in Sag. Because Mercury is the mind and speech, what we say, how we say it, then think before you speak. Again, the Mercury in Sagittarius just wants to jump to conclusions and say things that perhaps we can't take back. So be aware of that. Also, we've heard of the Mercury retrograde where you don't sign a contract and negotiate and finalize a deal. With the Mercury in Sagittarius, this is the same thing. As far as keep it even keel, and you don't have to finalize a deal or sign a contract when Mercury is in its detriment. Get more information, get the proof, get the facts. Just like a Mercury exalted and in its domicile in the sign of Virgo, which is very scientific and pays attention to all the small details, you might want to make it a point of doing this with Mercury in Sagittarius. Think like a Mercury in Virgo and or a Mercury in Gemini. Show me the proof before I say, do, or finalize anything. Also, Sagittarius rules over social media, publishing, the news. Now, we're right before the election, and even if we weren't, Mercury in Sagittarius is saying, before again you just jump to conclusions and then act on it. Sagittarius, fire, get the information, keep it cool with a Mercury in Sagittarius in its detriment. Yes, it takes a little bit more effort and awareness to do this, but with Mercury, we want to do this. We want to make a point of this when Mercury is in Sagittarius. Later on in the evening, the moon will enter Sagittarius. And now we've got a moon in Sagittarius making a conjunction to Mercury in Sagittarius. To say that the conversations and wanting to be heard and wanting to be understood, this is the moon in Sag, the moon being what we need, and everybody talking all at once and nobody is listening. Hopefully not, but this is the aspect. Then this is emphasized even more with Mercury and now the moon on November 2nd going into Sagittarius, where everyone just has this energy of jumping, acting, fiery, jumping to conclusions. It is the weekend. People are out having fun, socializing, which I love with Sagittarius because Sagittarius is a great sense of humor. Sagittarius is often referred to as the clown of the zodiac. There's so much fun, so funny, a great sense of humor, but someone might not get the joke with the Mercury in Sagittarius. And you wouldn't want that to turn into a big fiery battle with a moon Mercury conjunction in Sagittarius. Have fun, but try to temper the directness and bluntness of Mercury and just the sign of Sagittarius overall. It can be quite enjoyable, but know when to just, do I really want to say that? I won't be able to take it back. Maybe I won't say that. I'll wait till better conditions and until I can say something in a more level-headed way. And, of course, watch the rushing and driving and traveling with this very fast Mercury in Sagittarius and the moon in Sagittarius entering there as well. Thank you, everyone. Happy Halloween. Happy Samhain. Have a beautiful weekend. Enjoy yourself. And I will see you all in the stars.